Hey everyone, Bonnie and Emma and I are down in Seward. We are enjoying the sights and the sounds, even the smell. It smells like a harbor town. I love it. So this weekend, Bonnie and I chose to go to Seward. One of the main reasons was we've been wanting to come down here while we're in town. It's one of our favorite locations. There's just so much packed in such a little area. There is some really cool designs on some of the buildings, some really cool siding and paintings. You'll find the Alaska Culinary Institute here, also the AvTech school, the Alaska Votech. One of our favorite aspects of it is the drive down. As you head south out of Anchorage, you drive along the Turnagain Arm. You'll notice it changes if you do the drive more than once, depending on where the tide is at, high tide or low tide. And you'll see the mud flats when the tide is out. A lot of times you can see beluga whales out from many overlooks and parking areas that you can pull off in. There's also opportunity to see doll sheep up on the rocks just above on the drive. Just a really great drive. As you round Turnagain Arm and go past Portage, you'll curve back around and you start heading up into the mountains. There is always an opportunity to see moose or bear or any other creature that roams Alaska. So as I said, the journey to Seward is just as beautiful and just as entertaining as actually being in Seward. So at least for Bonnie and I, we love the road trip aspect of it. We're planning on doing a couple hikes. We would like to try to hit Exit Glacier and the Lost Lake Trail. And then we've got to hit a few of our favorite spots. And we're going to stay at the Harbor View 360 Motel, which is a great location. We actually got a Harbor View room, as you can see right behind me. So to get to the Exit Glacier hiking area, it's just a little bit out of Seward, headed north, and you're gonna turn left on Herman Learer, I think is how the street name is pronounced. It is an 8-mile drive back up into the glacier. And once you get all the way back there, they have a lot of nice facilities. We found that there was plenty of parking for cars and trucks, and they also have a whole separate parking lot for RVs. We had to use the restrooms, and we found that they had built brand new restroom facility. When you're hiking this, it's about a 2-mile round trip from the parking lot to the glacier overlook, and about the first 1/10 of a mile is all paved path. Then it breaks off into gravel. It is a very meticulously maintained trail. There's a little bridge over a creek that flows through, and then it gets a little more like a hiking trail the further you get up. There's some steps cut into the rocks. Another option, if you're more adventurous, you can choose the Harding Icefield Trail. I believe it's about an 8-mile trail one way, so you got to be a little bit more prepared for that one. We got up to the top. It rained on us a little bit, but for Alaska and especially for Seward, it was very minimal rain. We are beginning the Lost Lake Trail hike. Bonnie and I have done this one before, and we absolutely loved it. There was so much variety in the hike itself. Parts of the hike reminded us of hiking in Montana, Washington, and then also check, as I'm talking about, check this tree out. So we're gonna go a little ways today, hopefully wear Emma out and try to get up above the trees and get a good view. A lot of trails in Alaska just go from point A to point B. Just get to the destination as soon as you can. This trail implements switchbacks, a lot like you would find logging roads in Montana. It reminds me a lot of that, and it makes it a lot nicer for hiking. As we hike up the side of this ravine, we're following along a creek that runs in the bottom of the ravine, and a little bit further up here, right about here, we get to cross it on the switchback. I love hiking like this. It adds so much to the variety and skill level of hiking. Although this is a fairly easy crit crossing, I'm actually gonna stop filming and go help Bonnie across. You know, the fact that we had to move to town for the summer to try to supplement some income for the lodge, it has afforded us the opportunity to be able to go on hikes like this and explore a little bit more of Alaska, or enjoy some of the same stuff that we've already done. But I think of the words of Marshawn Lynch, you know, we're taking care of y'all's chicken, taking care of y'all's bread and y'all's mentals. And that's what this hike does for me, man. The fresh air, the beautiful scenery, I'm soaking it in. This is my, like John Denver would sing about, Rocky Mountain High. This is my Alaska high. I love it. The foliage on this hike is pretty diverse. We've seen false Solomon seal, cow parsnip. We've seen fiddlehead ferns. Actually, it might be a wood fern, but in this stage right here, they're fiddlehead ferns. I've seen some little yellow flowers. I think they might be buttercups, but I'm not good with flowers. We've seen huckleberry bushes. We've seen some wild raspberry bushes. We've even seen some twisted stalk, or most Alaskans know it as watermelon berry. Okay, so checking in, we have been hiking for about an hour, and Bonnie just checked her app. We have gone close to 2 miles. I think that's pretty good, considering that Bonnie is packing a baby, and we're just kind of strolling through. So we are almost above tree line, and from there we should start to get some pretty decent views. But regardless, the journey, it's about the journey, right? It's been a great hike so far. All right, I just stepped off the trail 10 feet here. We're breaking into some nice views. Check this out. Oh, that is what I'm talking about. I love it. Well, we've made it above tree line, and now we're walking through this kind of open, like hillside, I guess. There's a bunch of alder and then a bunch of other lower shrubbery, and it's making for a very humid, very muggy hike. And I know that's all relative for you people watching in Florida. You say Alaska's humid? Yeah, right. Well, for us right now, it was like a drastic change from when we left the canopy of the nice tall trees to out in this open hillside with all the alder. It's a drastic change, and you just start to sweat right away. So I know what muggy is. I know what humid is. So it's still beautiful, but we're gonna get through this part. Gonna get even higher above the alder, hopefully. All right, we're still hiking through the alder, but we're almost through it, and behind us you can see Resurrection Bay. We're always prepared to see or have an encounter with bear while we're hiking in Alaska, and you never want to meet them on the trail, but this time we got to see him probably 1,000 yards away across a ravine. We're pretty sure it was a grizzly bear. We got to watch him amble across the opposing hillside for about 5 minutes. Are you singing happy birthday? To who? Well, for the most part, we've made it out of the alders. That was our goal. We're gonna try to find a good spot to have some lunch. Oh, that's beautiful. So yeah, we'll have some lunch and then we're gonna have to head back down because we have to get back to Anchorage for a few errands that we have to run. So, all right, we made it as far as we're gonna go today. A little over 3 miles, right, hon?
No, it's almost 4, I think.
Actually, almost 4 miles is what we've done in 2 hours. Up a little further past us on this trail is a cabin. It's a public use cabin that you can rent. You most likely have to reserve in advance. You can hike to and spend the night. Great options. And then the trail split off that way. You can go up even further to Lost Lake. It's quite a long hike. Bonnie and I have done it in the past.
Almost 7 miles one way.
Almost 7 miles one way. But for today, we're gonna have to get back to Anchorage and run a few errands. And so we're gonna enjoy this lunch. This is the end of the hike for us, the end of the video for you guys. Thank you so much for coming along. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you ever make it to Seward and you're up for a good hike, definitely check this one out. Lost Lake Trail. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next episode. Did we not bring potato chips?
I don't think so. The trail mix though.
I do like some trail mix.
Bramante Brothers.